Trump, Untold Stories. Episode 8, The Philosophy of Wealth. Trump's Rules for Success. Throughout his life, Donald Trump has not merely been a businessman. He has projected himself as a symbol of success, ambition, and power. His image, from the towering golden letters of his name on skyscrapers to his omnipresence on television, was not accidental. It was calculated, crafted, and relentlessly amplified. Trump transformed himself into a brand long before branding became the buzzword of modern entrepreneurship. In this episode, we dive deeply into Trump's unique and often polarizing philosophy on wealth, power, and influence, a philosophy that shaped not only his empire, but also a significant portion of modern American culture. Trump's worldview is a complex tapestry woven from personal experience, strategic risk-taking, relentless media engagement, and an almost mythological belief in winning. His guiding principle can be summed up in a simple mantra: think big, act boldly, and never apologize for success. That phrase isn't a quote, but it might as well be, considering how often it shows up in his books, interviews, and speeches. One of his earliest and most famous lessons comes from his 1987 bestseller, The Art of the Deal, where he writes, "If you're going to be thinking anyway, you might as well think big." That line isn't just motivational fluff. For Trump, it's a doctrine. He argues that it takes just as much mental energy to pursue a billion-dollar vision as it does a million-dollar one. So why not aim for the moon? That idea manifested in the towering Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue, in his ambitious casino developments in Atlantic City, and in his purchase of properties around the world. His critics called him reckless. His supporters called him fearless. For Trump, those judgments were irrelevant. In his world, fortune favors the audacious. Risk, for Trump, was never the enemy. In fact, he saw risk as the necessary toll for accessing greatness. In the 1980s and 1990s, he borrowed enormous sums, sometimes leveraging his personal assets, to fund extravagant projects. While many of these ventures faced bankruptcy, Trump emerged from each crisis with a stronger mythos. He learned how to manipulate bankruptcy laws, renegotiate debt, and emerge from financial turmoil with his personal brand intact. To Trump, business wasn't just about money, it was about survival, dominance, and legacy. Another key principle in Trump's philosophy is the mastery of media. Long before Twitter, before influencers, before the 24-hour news cycle, Trump understood the power of attention. In a media-saturated society, visibility is currency. He pursued headlines the way others pursued investors. Even bad press could be turned into leverage. Controversy, he once said, sells. And he practiced what he preached. From courting tabloid gossip in the New York Post to phoning into cable news shows at all hours, Trump made himself an indispensable character in America's daily media soap opera. He was the protagonist of his own reality series, long before The Apprentice, and he played the role relentlessly. His antics were calculated to provoke, to divide, to compel coverage. And the media, driven by ratings, often gave him exactly what he wanted. Nowhere is this mastery of media more evident than in The Apprentice. Premiering in 2004, the reality show cast Trump as the ultimate business authority. Each episode featured contestants competing for a coveted job in the Trump Organization, judged solely by Trump's personal assessment of their talent and toughness. The catchphrase, "You're fired," became a national catchword. But more than entertainment, the show rebranded Trump from a flamboyant real estate mogul with a spotty business record into America's boss. It cleaned up his bankruptcies, framed his bravado as leadership, and introduced him to a new generation as the embodiment of capitalist success. For over a decade, Trump played the role of business emperor with perfection, and many viewers accepted the performance as reality. Beyond media mastery and risk-taking, Trump's philosophy is deeply rooted in negotiation. In his books and public comments, he often describes negotiation not as collaboration, but as war. In The Art of the Deal, he outlines his tactics. Always start from a position of strength, make bold demands, maintain unpredictability, and above all, never appear weak. He recommends bluffing, using leverage, and walking away when necessary. To Trump, negotiation is a test of will, one that ends with a clear winner and a loser. This combative style may alienate consensus builders, but for Trump, it is the essence of his alpha mentality. He also emphasizes the power of loyalty and fear in management. Trump believes employees should admire their leaders but also fear the consequences of failure or disloyalty. He often surrounded himself with individuals who pledged allegiance to his vision and eliminated those who didn't. Loyalty wasn't just appreciated, it was required. Competition, in Trump's worldview, is war by other means. He sees the business world as inherently Darwinian. There are winners and there are losers. Period. Compromise, empathy, or egalitarianism are not virtues in this ecosystem, they are vulnerabilities. His praise for strongmen, both in business and politics, stems from this lens. He does not respect humility, he respects dominance. Central to all of this is the Trump brand. Branding is arguably Trump's greatest legacy. He understood that the value of a name could outweigh the product it represented. Slap the word Trump on a building, a steak, a water bottle, a necktie, and you had something marketable. The brand conveyed power, wealth, success, even when the underlying product was mediocre or failed altogether. In the early 2000s, Trump licensed his name to dozens of products and properties he didn't own or manage. He earned millions from branding alone, even as some of those ventures collapsed. Trump also packaged and sold his worldview through books like Think Big and Kick Ass, Time to Get Tough, and Think Like a Billionaire. In them, he offers a blend of motivation, bravado, and life lessons. The advice often reads like a mixture of traditional self-help and aggressive alpha strategy. Get even with people, he writes in one. If they screw you, screw them back 10 times harder. Such advice may raise eyebrows, but for Trump, it was brutally honest. He didn't want to inspire niceness. He wanted to inspire power. And yet, there's a paradox within Trump's philosophy. While he boasts of strength, domination, and never backing down, he also sells the dream that anyone can be him. He offers no apologies for wealth, no embarrassment about privilege. Instead, he reframes wealth as destiny fulfilled. To his fans, he is not the 1% keeping others down. He is proof that the 99% can rise. He may fly in a gold-plated jet, but he claims to understand the working man. It's part of the myth, and the myth is the brand. Whether you love him or loathe him, Trump's rules for success remain an undeniable force. They are part philosophy, part performance, part provocation. He has rewritten the playbook on personal branding, media manipulation, and entrepreneurial narrative. And in doing so, he has built something far more enduring than buildings. He has built a legend. In our next episode, we'll follow Donald Trump into the White House, where the chaos of campaign politics evolved, or didn't, into the chaos of governance. The question isn't just how Trump won, it's what happens when his philosophy of business is applied to the highest office in the land. This is historical figure Donald Trump, Untold Stories. Stay with us.